That put him on to 6 points, 4 clear, 4th and 5th, with a way superior legs difference. Double 18 to seal it in style with a 14 darter. A 4-1 victory, which could be oh so important. Tom Lonsdale almost sinks to his knees as he shakes the hand of his opponent. And the Belgian knows oh so well the potential significance that those 2 points hold. All wins are crucial.
Darren, you require 101.
He's made some really good decisions over the last few months. How about this decision on tops? Oh, that's a much better start than last night, isn't it? No, he's a freelance dart player, but I think he'll expect to come here quite a lot this year. When you're playing darts like that, expect some invites. He's averaging over 104 now.
46.
And he might take a 2-leg lead. Motown.
Game shot on the 4th
4 tops for 3-1. Double top must go. And because
40.
It doesn't, you fancy Webster to bring down the hammer.
But he hasn't missed a dart at double in the entirety of the match. Darren Webster with a demolition job on Kurt Parry to inflict a first defeat upon the Welshman. It's pure business for the man from Norfolk who just walked straight back down the hockey.
A credit to the sport. Doesn't get it this time. Well,
20.
That was silly, Tom, wasn't it?
96.
Are you going to pay for that? Will he pay for it?
Game shot
Well,
on the
it didn't make any difference that he went for the second double, but that was a bad habit from Tom.
A game marked by its brilliance at the start has been won by missed opportunities in the end. And Tom Lonsdale keeps himself in the mix and Mings at the race for 3rd spot in this group. Let's see what Parry can do on this 95. Treble 19 leads double 19. Decisions. He looked like he wanted to split. And now he is absolutely bamboozled. He decides to go straight for it. He gets it anyway. It didn't really matter. A 14 darter, a break back, level game, 2-2.
Parry is looking at sixes.
Game shot.
And that is a dart that puts him into Saturday. As for Van Bezien, he's still got an exceptionally good chance of making it himself. That was an attritional battle and maybe a sign of the pressure that was under those two gentlemen, but that still was a decent performance. 87.47 the average.
It's like a boxer. The last thing you forget what to do is to punch. But Darren Webster, who knows how to win, is rediscovering that winning touch here at the Modus Super Series. He gets the better of Chris Comtock by 4 legs to 2. And it just looks like he is building up ahead of stride.
Here is a bit of a joy. Might want to be part of it. Oh, I like this a lot. Oh, yeah. I'm all over that. I'm not sure 6 points is going to be enough.
Game shot.
Parry was too good in that one. That was a very steady display, and Tom Lonsdale cannot hide how he feels about the fact that he continues to be bottom of the table. Because if he gets a single, he'd be sitting on 132, not 92. See? Look how important it was. Look how important it was.
James Van Bezien
to have the ideal result.
And because of the legs difference, it's enough for the Belgian to progress his way through to tomorrow night's final. On debut, there'll be a Phoenix Saturday night.
Not going to get an ounce of sympathy from Webster. He's just going to hit double 11, move on.
Game shot on the first leg. Darren Webster.
You don't get any points for sympathy. Darren probably doesn't even know that he's through yet. He will be in a minute.
180. Tommy require 131.
Double 13. Double 16. Oh, it's a wonderful shot from Lonsdale. He mimics Phil Taylor from the World Darts Championship final when he beat Whitlock. He's a builder by trade, and sometimes he takes the odd tea break, but Darren is not taking any breaks here. Double 4. Wonderful. What a great game from Darren Webster, who now cements his ticket for Saturday night with that win. He was already through, of course, but he sprints off the stage. He's got one more game to play against James Van Bazien a little bit later on.
Yeah, there's some interesting names of roads in the UK.
Ooh, what's that?
55.
That really tested Charlie, that one.
Climbing the ladder to the top rung. Leg one, 1-1.
Chris
Quantock with his first ton topper of the night. The closest to a weekly title was Andy Barton's. He lost out to a Luke Littler, averaging 117. The ball for Quay.
On the fourth leg.
Well, at least he's got something to go home with. Well, Parry was perfect on night one, and he makes it 3 wins from 4 on night 2. He's only lost 1 game in Group B, and he is going to be a force to be reckoned with when it comes to tomorrow night's final. A 4-2 victory against Chris Quantock.
I would have given him. Oh,
no
Darren,
score.
what have you done? Nothing's out of the question. See?
Game shot on the fourth leg. Darren Webster.
17, double 9, as you do. 14 data, Darren Webster. Ladies and gentlemen, the Motor Super Series. On Friday at the Super Series, and he is into Saturday night's final on debut. A 4-2 victory, a 95 average, 40% on the doubles. That's kind of been his wheelhouse throughout the course of the night. James Van Bazien is going to be making his way to the final on debut. It's been a fantastic campaign as far as he's concerned. But Darren Webster was on 2 points at the beginning of the night. He was joint bottom of the group. He finishes it in second place and on double digits. 10 points to his name and +8 in terms of legs difference. Him and James Van Bazien will be joined by Kurt Parry. He topped the group on 14 points. Joined by Van Bazien and Webster, who won the last game of the session by 4 legs to 2.
Darren Webster then victorious in our final match of the Group B session. But James Van Bazien, his reaction as he left the stage, we'd been talking about how he'd not really shown much emotion. There was a bit of an outburst there. Fantastic to see.
Yeah, a great week for him. I think when he came into this week, he looked around, he saw stars of yesteryear, people with a lot more experience and maybe more talent than him. But he has worked and ground out some great results over the 2 groups that he's played. He's been superb. And he's been a real breath of fresh air. And I don't throw that phrase in very much. But when you've got somebody who is fairly new to our audience, it's nice to see a new story. And for him to make Saturday is a win in itself.
Yeah, it really is. A little bit more methodical. It was quite interesting to hear Kurt Parry say, wasn't it, that he's still trying to find a way to deal with that kind of player. He certainly did so tonight to get the win he needed. We can have a little look then at the 10 results that we've seen tonight. And it all started to go Pete Tong for Quantock in that opening game, didn't it, against Tom Lonsdale. Missed so many darts at the outer ring, and that was a theme that continued.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was 4 out of 19 with the first couple of games. That, unfortunately, isn't good enough. Chris knows that. When he goes back to Yorkshire overnight or in the morning, he's going to be ruining the opportunities that he's had, particularly towards the end of day 1 and at the start of day 2, which put him in that bottom 2, and he was just not able to get out of it.
Yeah, it was quite interesting speaking to Kurt Parry once we'd finished our interview. I said, you've been really hard on yourself there. So I showed him some of his numbers and he said, I really didn't think I'd put in a 90 average all evening. He was quite hard on himself, but he's played at a really good level.
Yeah, he has. That is one mission. And it's the same for the other 5 players who've made it to Saturday night as well. It's a different mission now. You talked to James Wilson earlier this afternoon or yesterday, and that was about the intricacy of playing a Saturday night compared to playing in a group scenario leading up to that. Now they're all going to be in that different scenario. You're going to need that extra gear at times, whether it's just for 2 legs to get a result or to get into a position that can win you a match. I just get the feeling that maybe Kurt Parry, if he turns up on Saturday night, he could blow everybody away, even with the brilliance of Rahman, of James Wilson, of Darren Webster and others. But it's just a question of whether he can and whether he will.
Absolutely. You mentioned Darren Webster there. I believe we can hear from him now. He's with Henry Deacon.
Darren, it felt businesslike from first start to last this evening.
Yeah, yesterday was a bit of teething problems, you know what I mean? I turned up here, didn't have a clue what I was doing. I kept going for the stage, like to throw. He was going, no, stand back, stand back. I fell down the hole 3 times on the stage. So I learned a bit last night, and I thought, you know what, tonight, now I know what I'm doing. Just come and win 2, 3, 4 games or whatever. Well, actually, to be honest with you, I want to win them all like I did. But, yeah, a little bit different tonight. Getting used to it.
Now you're settled in, do you feel like we saw tonight some real good numbers from you? Do you feel like there's still more to come as well?
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what I mean? That's just got to keep going, isn't you? Do you know what I mean? I'm still in the old tooth now, mate. I'll just turn up and throw my darts, and that's what you have to do, you know. But I mean, this week coming here, I mean, the competition is incredible, really. They're all averaging 96s and 95s. You know, you can't just come here and sort of whip your way through it. You actually got to play proper darts, mate, or you're getting beat, and it's as simple as that. And I've really enjoyed myself here. That's an eye opener.
Is that a big thing as well, enjoying it? Obviously, fresh off the Pro Tour, the fact you can come back to places like this, learn to enjoy it. And also, do you get that feeling that you can come back and feel as if you can win these tournaments, win these competitions? You've got that real edge back again?
Thing it is, mate, if I hit my darts, I think I'll beat anyone in the world, which I've done numerous times. But, you know, that's just, what you got to do is you've not got to even think about it. You just got to turn up, throw your darts, play good darts, and then as long as you you got to get the timing right. You know what I mean? I mean, look at Connor Scott this week. He's played absolutely brilliant. Timing, though, has been a little bit out on a couple of legs, and he's out. And that's what it is, mate. But these people are playing that good against him. And, you know, even though his timing's out, if they ain't playing good, they're out anyway. But, you know, and that shows you how difficult it is in this Moodle Super Series. And, you know, fair dues. I've really enjoyed it this week. It's been great.
And into the finals tomorrow night. How much would you like to kickstart 2024 with a tournament win?
Well, yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? But it's a new day for me tomorrow, so I'll just wake up, do my normal thing, just sit there, be bored in my room for about 98 hours, and then I've just got to come here and throw darts again and just see what happens, you know? But now I'm 2 days into it, 3 days, I could be quite dangerous, so you never know with me, mate.
You're loving every single moment of this.
Of course I am. You know I do. Every time, mate. But, yeah, brilliant.
We're enjoying having you here. We wish you all the best tomorrow. Right on, Darren.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, we certainly are enjoying having Darren Webster here. Great to hear him say there how much he's enjoying this Super Series experience, and he's certainly learned that a high level is required.
Yeah, very much so. I think when some people come here, because it's not at the elite PDC level, that maybe they can get away with a slightly lesser standard. But Darren has learned very quickly that the standard that he was showing towards the end of 2023, getting to the PDC World Championship in a qualifier, he's going to have to bring that level of darts to succeed here as well.
Yeah, and so agonisingly missed out at Q School. But from tonight compared to last night, what are the main differences you saw this evening that maybe weren't there last night?
He started so much better tonight. He was out of the traps immediately, whereas last night in his first game, he just looked a little bit lost. Just trying to feel out the temperature of this place, the spatial awareness, maybe just getting used to the surroundings as well. When he came in here tonight, he looked like he was at home, and it could be his week.
Yeah, and as he said himself, trying not to fall down the holes on the stage. Let's see confirmation then of the final Group B table. And it is Kurt Parry who finished top, lost just 1 game over the course of his 8. Really impressive indeed. Darren Webster finishing second on debut on 10 points. And James Van Beeseen on 8 points. Chris Quantock, though, very disappointingly missing out, he and Tom Lonsdale on 4 points in the league table. We can move on to the group breakdown then, and confirmation that we have our field for finals night. Brian Rahman was the first player to book his spot there on Wednesday. Very impressive indeed, especially when you consider he's of course not long had surgery. Group C concluded this afternoon. James Wilson became just the 2nd player in Super Series history to go through the card on Thursday and Friday. Who is your pick, Paul Nicholson, to come through that field?
That is a really tough question at this stage. We've got some numbers to crunch, but the gut feeling at this point in time is James Wilson, because he hasn't lost yet. That speaks numbers. But has he gotten away with a couple of games in Group C? Maybe he would admit that. So it's going to be a real scrap. I do see the final going the distance this week. And there are many different combinations that are possible. That's one of the reasons why it's going to be so watchable.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous lineup, and there are still tickets available. So if you fancy a night at the darts tomorrow, watch this video and come and join us.